CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Connor Hogg.
Good evening. Plans for high-speed passenger rail lines through Edmonton and Calgary are moving forward. Today, the province shared its new rail master plan and a $15 million budget to advance the project. The goal for the first phase will be to get a line to the international airport. It'll start in St. Albert, cut through the middle of Edmonton, and end at YEG. As CTV's Evan Kenny reports, this is just the start of the province's 30-year plan.
Alberta is ready for rail.
One day, Albertans will have another way of getting around the province. The government will spend the $15 million over the next 3 years on planning.
That'll allow us to have conversations with Mayor Farkas and Mayor Knack about accelerating our partnership on building the routes to the airport.
The plan is to start with lines through Edmonton and Calgary to each city's airport, with trains running every 20 minutes.
I think that this line would be so convenient for many people.
I think it would be very exciting. In the 1 week we've been here, there has been a little bit of congestion on the roads.
We're sitting at around 8 million passengers in 2025, and as we look to the future, obviously we want to grow that. And when we have something like this available to passengers, I think that really opens up a lot of the doors.
The next train would depart Edmonton for Calgary, making a stop in Red Deer.
Let's make sure we're building out the local infrastructure that we need so that as they're building out potentially a high-speed rail in the future, you've got the core elements of it already built out.
While the build could take about 30 years, an exact timeline and cost is still unclear as the province looks for private partners. It's also not clear if Ottawa will be involved.
The minister and I also met with Federal Minister Steve McKinnon a couple of weeks ago and let him know that this was coming, because as you've seen in Eastern Canada, they're talking about a high-speed rail between Quebec City and Toronto. We think this would be a nice companion project in Western Canada.
The goal is to one day connect these lines with the LRT.
That gives us opportunities to talk about things like the high-level bridge replacement, and maybe a future high-speed rail line needs to have that river crossing. Can we tie this together?
Alberta's passenger rail master plan also shows plans for lines traveling between Edmonton and 5 other cities, including Jasper, Fort McMurray, and Grand Prairie.
That was CTV's Evan Kenny. The province says a high-speed rail line between Edmonton and Calgary would travel more than 300 kilometers an hour and get you from one city to another in 1 hour. A 30-year-old man is accused of sexually assaulting a minor. Edmonton police believe there may be more victims. Brian Brooke Kaskaman also faces charges of interference and administering a noxious substance. Police say he uses the dating app Grindr to meet minors and invites vulnerable young people to his home in northeast Edmonton. Kaskaman has been released on conditions including not to have contact with anyone under the age of 16. Anyone with any information is asked to come forward or speak anonymously to Crime Stoppers. Edmonton public students will not be taking any international school trips in the next school year. The school board says it made the decision based on global, political, economic, and public health challenges. The board says it's making the safety of its students its priority. It says the early decision will allow schools and families to adjust their plans and explore trips within Canada. International student exchanges and 4 previously approved trips for the 2026-27 school year are also cancelled. The division says it will continue to monitor the global landscape and reassess for the 2027-28 school year. As solar panels become more popular in Alberta, some municipalities want the province to tighten the rules around companies' sales tactics. Door-to-door sales for other home energy products were banned nearly a decade ago. As CTV's Nicole Weisberg reports, solar wasn't banned and still isn't included.
In the eco-friendly Blatchford neighborhood, solar panels are on nearly every roof. They're a requirement here, but are also becoming more common elsewhere.
You can talk to those 45,000 Albertans who have solar. The vast majority of them are really happy with it.
Some people's experiences, however, aren't so sunny.
We see homeowners all the time who say, well, how come my system's not performing the way that it was originally presented to me? Well, you paid 5 times the going rate.
Solar broker Jordan Krulak says a big part of the problem is high-pressure door-to-door sales, something banned for other home energy products, but not solar.
They signed the contract on the spot thinking, this is a great thing for the environment, this is a great thing for my energy bills. Little do they realize, they've locked into, predatory financing.
Misinformation at the door is also causing issues for municipalities about their solar incentives.
As a consequence, administration has had to devote resources to addressing confusion and correcting misinformation on the program, and this environment has arguably led to some residents losing trust in the administration of the Clean Energy Improvement Program.
St. Albert City Council agreed to bring the issue to this fall's Alberta Municipalities Conference to ask for stricter regulations. The Service Alberta minister says they are currently reviewing the rules to find ways to hold bad actors to account. Until that's done, he's urging Albertans to be cautious.
If they're not in our directory on our website, that's a big red flag, especially if they are pretending to be.
Hear their kind of pitch, but get multiple quotes. That's the key.
Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
New numbers from Statistics Canada paint an encouraging picture for employment in Alberta. The agency says unemployment in Alberta dropped last month, bringing it in line with the national rate. Alberta's jobless rate sits at 6.6%. In terms of the province's major cities, Edmonton has the highest unemployment rate at more than 7%. Statistics Canada says the Canadian economy added just shy of 88,000 jobs last month. This is the first month of job gains in 2026. A recent Ipsos poll shows 84% of Albertans want more safeguards and more power for the province's privacy commissioner following the Elections Alberta data breach. Many are also concerned about the province's plan to release a 3-in-1 ID card. And it may not give you much comfort to know the province's privacy watchdog says she's worried too. Here's CTV's Moses Woldu.
A new form of government ID will soon come to Alberta, and that has the Privacy Commissioner's phone ringing off the hook.
I received numerous calls and emails from Albertans angry over it.
Under Bill 11, the province approved a new 3-in-1 ID card, combining driver's licenses and ID cards with personal health numbers and a citizenship marker beginning July 2nd. Diane McLeod says the new framework doesn't go far enough to protect people's information.
The Register of Motor Vehicles is not subject to privacy legislation in Alberta, and therefore I don't have any oversight of it.
McLeod says she told the province not to do this, highlighting the risk for fraud. The province claims the new ID cards will help curb that risk, claiming there are 500,000 more health cards than people living in the province.
Ensuring that the card is attached to a person and an address and a picture, we think that that's going to actually increase the level of security of those cards.
McLeod says it's just scratching the surface.
They're taking steps so that the card can't be replicated. So that's important. But the number is visible. And if the number is visible, that means it can be collected by any person that has access to the card.
In Calgary, reaction to the new cards was mixed.
Everything kind of runs through your Alberta healthcare number instead of just your driver's license number. So I would say that would be a big privacy concern.
That sounds great to me because it's convenient, right? And I don't have multiple identifications.
Definitely be concerned about privacy of information when they've been separate for a reason.
In the coming weeks, the Privacy Commissioner of Alberta website is putting information and guidance for the public to help them manage situations that requires the new ID, and says this.
They can ask questions. Do you need to collect this information? If not, if you need to take a photocopy of it and you have authority to do that, maybe you can block out that information.
Moses Woldu, CTV News, Calgary.
From mosquitoes to caterpillars, bug populations in Edmonton are buzzing. As CTV's Curtis Goodrum explains, the spike is tied to weather and timing.
That's a lot of mosquitoes.
A lot of rain in recent weeks has given mosquitoes perfect conditions for breeding.
The eggs are now hatching, and we're seeing development of the larvae in those temporary habitats.
Mike Jenkins with the City of Edmonton says over the next few weeks, Edmonton will see large swaths of mosquitoes.
They're going to be flying out, heading out, female searching, looking for blood meals. Their activity is also keyed to temperature.
Mosquito behavior gets more aggressive when it's warm and muggy.
Most of their activity is going to be right around in dawn and dusk.
Also bugging some Edmontonians are tent caterpillars.
During boom seasons, their populations are really, really high.
Shannon Gadwa says her pest control company is seeing more calls to remove them this year, as we're now in a population boom period.
So it's important to get a handle on populations while you can, so that you can enjoy your trees and all their beautiful green leaves throughout the summer.
Gadwa says the caterpillars do not cause any long-term damage to trees. However, it will eat away at its leaves.
They do prefer broadleaf trees, so if you have poplars, aspens, birch, they're going to favor those.
The City of Edmonton's mosquito program targets roadside ditches and other habitats where mosquito larvae will be developing. Jenkins says you can help by removing any freestanding water in your yard.
Making sure that bird baths, eaves troughs, old broken kids' toys, things like that can all collect water.
Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
All of Edmonton's spray parks are now open just in time for a little bit of sun in the forecast. The city has been opening spray parks in phases over the past 2 weeks. All 78 are now open. If you prefer to swim, Fred Broadstock Pool opens tomorrow. It joins Waquentawin, Mill Creek, and Queen Elizabeth pools. Borden Natural Swimming Pool will be the last city pool to open on June 20th. Alberta Health Services is advising people to avoid the Sturgeon River in St. Albert due to fecal bacteria. AHS released the advisory after untreated sewage was unintentionally released into the river earlier this week. As a precaution, AHS is advising people to avoid contact with the water at Kingswood Boat Dock, Kingswood Park Day Loop, and Kingswood Park Disc Golf Course. The advisory is in effect until further notice. Parts of Yellowhead Trail were going to be reduced to one lane over the weekend. That construction work has now been postponed to next weekend. The Yellowhead was set to go down to one lane eastbound near 107th Street. That closure will now happen next Friday at 10 p.m. and will last until Monday, June 15th at 6 a.m., weather depending. The city says the delay is because of recent rainfall. It says other closures in the city will continue through July. The right turn from northbound 107th Street to eastbound Yellowhead is closed. The left turn from northbound 107th Street to westbound Yellowhead is down to one lane. The closures are part of the Yellowhead Trail Freeway conversion plan. Tickets for the Edmonton Folk Music Festival go on sale tomorrow at 10 online. Nearly 10 years after first headlining Folk Fest, Monsters and Men will return to the Gallagher Park stage this year. This year's lineup also features musicians like Cat Power and Arrested Development. As far as tickets, there are several price options depending on your age or when you want to go. An adult weekend pass this year is $244. Children under 11 are free, and so are seniors over 80. Participants wanting to prove their physical prowess were able to see how their fitness skills measure up to a firefighter's. It was the Civilian Night Challenge at this year's Firefit Championships in Leduc. Teams of 3 to 5 could enter and put their speed and strength to the test in a series of challenges, giving them a taste of what firefighters have to deal with. Participants say they didn't realize how hard it would be.
It's tough. Especially what the real firefighters go through and practice for and deal with on a daily basis.
When you look at some of our people do this in real life, it looks pretty easy, and when it actually comes down to it, it is not. It is so demanding.
Now that Civilian Night is over, tomorrow and Sunday, Leduc will play host to the Northern Alberta Regional Qualifiers, where spectators can watch firefighters compete against each other. The event is free to watch, and the competition is Canada-wide. Canada took on Ireland in the last international friendly match this evening before the FIFA World Cup begins next week.
Trying to get away from Seamus Coleman. Miller's ball across goal, and it's put behind. Off O'Brien for a third Canada corner.
Canada got a 1-0 lead over Ireland early on in the tune-up match. That one goal remained past halftime. Ireland tied the game later in the second half, sending both teams into overtime. The game ended tied 1-1. The real tests for Canada's team will begin next Friday when Canada faces off against Bosnia and Herzegovina in Toronto. The Edmonton Elks start their season on the road this weekend. Week 1 has the Elks in Ottawa to take on the Red Blacks. Edmonton is coming off a 7-11 record last year. They have bye week next week before playing their home opener June 20th against the Montreal Alouettes. Tomorrow's kickoff is at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Coming up next, a memorial is being built in France to honor the sacrifices of Canadian soldiers on D-Day. And later on in the show, Edmonton's rainy weather isn't dampening spirits at one local school.
I really want people to learn about a lot of the Spanish cultures and dances from around South America and Central America and how vibrant the cultures are there.
Good evening, folks. 20 degrees for a daytime high, and then thunderstorms ripped through the Edmonton area early to mid-afternoon. We could see some more late-day showers, thunderstorms tomorrow. But I think the start of the weekend, tomorrow morning and early afternoon, should actually be quite pleasant. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A new memorial is being built in Normandy, France to honor the Canadian soldiers who died during D-Day. With fewer Second World War veterans around to talk about what happened, the Juno Beach Centre expansion is an important educational space. CTV's Amanda Anderson spoke with a local veteran who fought there.
We fought to the death.
Marty Jones was just 19 years old when he was faced with the reality of war.
It was a rude awakening, for a young guy.
He was an anti-aircraft gunner aboard the HMCS Prince Henry as it brought landing craft filled with Canadian troops to Juno Beach on D-Day.
Saving your brothers, but you also dumping them to their death. And that kind of stuff hurt. Never had a chance to say goodbye. You just waved to them because you're too busy saving your own neck.
It's been 82 years since that day. It helped change the course of the Second World War, memories that are still vivid for the now 101-year-old veteran.
We never recover from the things that are in the back of our heads that we had to face.
381 Canadians died on the beaches of Normandy June 6th. The head of the Juno Beach Centre in Normandy, France, says many people don't realize Canadians were involved.
The Canadians were known to go further and closest to their objectives for D-Day that they were meant to meet, and that was something we can be proud of.
The names of those killed on this shoreline will be honoured on a new memorial being built at the Juno Beach Centre.
It's going to change probably the emotion that you have when you're there. There's so much there already. If you've been there, you kind of come away going, you can't replicate or describe what you feel. But I think the monument will add to that.
Enbridge, an Alberta-based company, donated $150,000 for the memorial.
We have offshore wind in Normandy, so we saw this as a meaningful way to honor the Canadians who gave their lives on D-Day in 1944 and to help preserve that legacy for future generations.
It's part of a major expansion at the centre, which still needs to raise more than $6 million. A fundraising campaign Lavoisier hopes will increase programs offered here in Canada.
A lot of our focus is to ensure that we get into the communities and the schools. So, we don't want to be known for 1 or 2 days a year, June 6th and November 11th.
I want the beach to be a haven of love. I want it for the kids to run with mom and dad and their dog in the first surf. That's what I want. Yeah, if I can't get that, it wasn't worth it.
The memorial should be done in 2028, a year before the 85th anniversary of D-Day. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A family from Manning is giving back to the Ronald McDonald House by donating dozens of quilts in memory of their daughter. More than 30 handmade blankets were donated to the quilt room at Ronald McDonald House this morning. The room gives people staying at the house a chance to pick out a quilt of their own. The donation comes from a family who stayed at the Ronald McDonald House while their daughter received medical care. 2-year-old Presley had a rare neurodevelopmental condition. Presley's aunt says her niece's death inspired her to keep adding to the quilt room.
She picked out one that I had brought about 2 months prior to that, 2-3 months prior to that. And when things were not going well and it was obvious that she was not going to come out of this, she actually passed away covered in that quilt.
A room plaque dedicated to Presley was also unveiled this morning. Parks Canada has been collaring grizzly bears in Banff National Park this spring. However, famed bear The Boss managed to slip his off within a week. Here are some recent photos of The Boss, courtesy of wildlife photographer Jason Leo Bantle. The Boss was outfitted with a tracking collar in mid-May. Experts say his ability to remove it within a week isn't unusual for large male grizzlies. Their neck size makes it easier to slip off compared to younger males or females. Parks Canada says the GPS data provided through collaring helps better manage grizzlies and their habitat. Coming up after the break, Edmonton College students develop a program to help the Royal Alberta Museum determine where these eggs came from.
We're also improving the model, right? If we're saying, no, it's this, or no, it's that.
Next week on Your Morning, what is deja vu? Why does it happen? And can it teach us anything? Plus, the politics of FIFA World Cup coming to North America in tumultuous times, and how to tell a wildflower from a weed.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by Green Tree Outdoor Living, where your dream yard becomes a reality.
Welcome back. 8 degrees this morning, 20 for a daytime high this afternoon. That's the warmest we've been in June. I think we'll be back into the mid to high teens, though, through the course of the weekend. You've got some sunshine to start the day tomorrow. Some heavier rain further to the north. In fact, just north of Fort McMurray, we've got a rainfall warning. Could see 50 to 60 millimeters worth of rain in that area. Cloud cover starts to increase tomorrow afternoon. There's no guarantee on this, but late afternoon into the evening hours, a chance of some scattered showers, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms, probably more showers than thunderstorms in and around the Edmonton area. And then Saturday night into Sunday morning, could see some showers or some periods of rain. I think the heaviest, steadiest rain, though, by Sunday is going to stay off to the west of the Edmonton region. So you're looking at some of your heaviest rainfall totals here, close to 60 in some spots, maybe in isolated pockets more than that, around Fort McMurray and north, and then back towards Peace River. Another little bullseye there in the Rocky Mountain House region. 7 degrees in Edmonton tomorrow morning, about 12 for Fort McMurray. Red Deer at 4. Look at Jasper, near 0 to start the day. 12s and 13s in through the Peace Country with some rain, 15 and rain in Fort McMurray. But as you move further south, you get some sunshine with late day showers and thunderstorms potentially from Lloydminster north towards Cold Lake. 18 in Red Deer with a chance of some afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. Here in Edmonton, has a chance tomorrow evening into Sunday morning, and then back to around 20 for daytime highs and a little drier into early next week. So it's not a complete washout for the weekend. I think much of tomorrow should actually be quite nice. Just keep an eye on skies with that chance of showers there late in the day. Long range forecast keeps us around 20 or in the low 20s right through the back end of next week. There's really not much heat coming our way until maybe the middle of the month. That is your forecast.
Norquest College students used artificial intelligence to help solve a mystery at the Royal Alberta Museum.
So this is a brown-headed cowbird, and this is a yellow-breasted chat.
As you can see, it can be difficult to tell the difference between the eggs of different birds. So students at Norquest College helped a curator at the Royal Alberta Museum identify 21 eggs that were donated to the RAM. The students spent hours taking photos of the eggs and building an app that uses AI to identify which bird species the eggs belong to.
There's definitely interest within museums for these kind of time-saving tools, and really that is what they are tools. And then we'll constantly need to be checking the results of these tools, but while we do that, we're also improving the model, right? If we're saying, no, it's this, or no, it's that.
The app is still a prototype. Once it's complete, it could help the museum identify an egg in minutes rather than researching for hours. The rainy weather we've had lately couldn't dampen the fiesta spirit at Escuela Mill Creek School today. Colorful costumes, music, and dance were on display as students took part in the school's annual fiesta celebration. Students from kindergarten to grade 6 performed dances from countries like Costa Rica, Peru, and Spain. Organizers say the event gives students a chance to celebrate their language, culture, and community.
I think it's pretty cool to do all this fiesta work and set up like the chairs and music and stuff.
I really want people to learn about a lot of the Spanish cultures and dances from around South America and Central America and how vibrant the cultures are there.
The fiesta started 25 years ago and continues to grow each year. Thanks for watching us tonight. For the latest news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Have a good night.